Hello, welcome to the Rich and Simple Living. My name's Maria. If you're new here, I vlog mainly about homeschooling, urban homesteading and home life, homemaking, which is cooking normally, which is what we're doing today. We're going to be trying out another recipe in the air fryer. And what we're going to attempt to do today is rich scones. So I have made them in the oven before, but it's many, many years ago because not a lot of people eat them in my house. Mainly me. But yeah, I thought, oh, we'll give it a go in the air fryer and see how it turns out. So that's what we're doing. All trial and error, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to swing it down so you can see all my ingredients and mix it together and see what we need. Can we see that okay? So first of all, we're going to need 8 ounces of self-raising flour and 2 ounces of margarine and 1 ounce of sugar. And we're going to put that in together. So we'll start with the flour. And we're going to put in the margarine. Can we see okay? Put them on there. And we're going to rub them together a bit like breadcrumbs to start with. Mix that together. If you're a person who likes a little bit of salt, you can add a pinch of salt at this stage. But personally, I don't. We'll just put it all together, a bit like breadcrumbs. So no, I've never tried these in the air fryer, and it's been many years since I've done them in the oven. So this really does feel like trial and error. I don't know what they're going to come out like. I'm not sure even if I'll be able to fit them all in actually, because I've only got the little pan bit. Normally when you put things like this in the oven, you do them on like a flat tray and you can fit more on. But we'll see what we can do. I mean, obviously we can do them in 2 lots. It's not a problem. So that's like breadcrumbs, the best we'll get it. We'll pop the sugar in now. So 1 ounce of sugar going in there. You can use caster sugar. I just use normal granulated sugar. I don't even bother grinding it down to make it finer. I just pop it in. I've never had no issues with it. Right, we'll rub that in. So it's all rubbed in nicely. I think at this point maybe we'll be adding the fruit as well. So right, I've got my little cookbook next to me. So yeah, we'll pop the fruit in. Now the fruit is 2 ounces of currants or sultanas. I've used currants simply because they're open, although preferably I would have preferred the sultanas. But my bag's not been opened and my currants have, so I thought, oh well, let's move them out of the way. We'll use what's open rather than keep opening different things. So 2 ounces of currants going in there. It all looks quite good at this point. See if it keeps looking that good. Right then, so next thing we've done is we've taken an egg, we've beaten 1 egg, and we've made it up to 1/4 pint of liquid by using milk. So 1 egg beaten and then topped up to 1/4 pint by using milk. So we're going to put this in. Put a bit of time, I think, see if we can sort of get it to form a ball then. Now, if you have to use all of this to mix it, you know, do so. But if you don't, you can save some if you like to, you know, brush a bit on the top to give it that shiny look. Oops, nearly knocked it over then. So, coming together nicely now. And trouble is, it sticks to your hands, doesn't it? I like doing things like this in my processor because it just does it so well. especially pastry. I always make pastry in my processor because I batch make it as well. It's quick and it comes together good. So I don't think we'll use that little tiny bit in there. Put any more in, it's just going to be too runny. It's a little bit moist, but I'm going to pop it onto a floured surface anyway, just so I can get the pieces off that we need to make the little scones. So that should absorb any extra moisture. So there we go, look, got a nice ball there. And just as much on my hands, I think. So we'll stick that a little bit there. Don't like to waste anything. So yeah, I'm going to just get some flour now and put some flour on my surface. And then we can make some little balls with it. Although the recipe's self-raising flour, I never worry about which flour I put down just to set it on. I put plain flour down now, but that's not a problem. Oh, look, we'll knead it into a nice little ball that absorbs any moisture. There we go. Let's have a look now then. Oh, we need a bigger kitchen. I don't know how many times I've said that. So we're going to roll it out. I'm going to have to fetch my rolling pin because I forgot to bring it with me. I think we're definitely going to have to do 2 batches of this. So I'm just going to wash my hands and just get the rolling pin. Right, got the rolling pin. Just roll a bit of flour into it. And we'll roll it out. So I think it's about 1/4 of an inch depth. Can't really see where it says 1/2 an inch, 1/4 of an inch. I just tend to go on looking really. I think maybe that will be enough. We don't really want it any flatter than that, or I get carried away rolling it out like I do pastry. Good job I went back to get my rolling pin. I'd forgot my little cutters as well. So what I'm going to do, I'll just show you. I've lined the base of the pan with one of the grease-proof papers that are specifically for this kind of thing. And I am going to just cut them and just set them on top. And we'll see what it comes out like. I don't really know. I'm not sure how many I'm going to get in there, but like I say, we can put another batch on afterwards. So there we go. That's how I've rolled it. And we'll see what happens with that. We'll sit them in there, see how many we can get in. I don't want them too close together. I don't know if you can actually see me. Let's bring you up a bit. I wish I had room actually that you could see me and you could see what I was doing. Because my kitchen's so small, I've actually got you perched on top of the bowl on my sink so that I can get in view what I'm doing on here. Then I have to just keep putting it up and down so you can see me and see what I'm doing. So I think I'll stop with them. What's that, 6, 7, there's 8 in there. I've got some stuff I can do a few more with. Let's put a bit more flour down there. I'll sit it on there while we sort it all out. We'll leave that sit there a minute. So we'll move bits out of the way. That's another thing. We've never got room to do anything. Those little bits out of the way. We've got to try and get the air fryer on here now because I haven't bought it yet, but in a flash I'll go and fetch it. So as you can see, I've put them on there and I'm just going to go and fetch the air fryer and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so it seems I've got a bit of mixture left. I'm going to just brush the tops of these. I don't normally bother brushing the tops of things at all. In fact, somebody was asking me the other day about it and I was saying I don't normally bother, but I thought, well, as I'm showing you all what I'm doing and I've got this left, we'll just do it. We'll put a bit on and we'll see what happens. After all, we are experimenting. They look very good at the moment, but hopefully they'll work out okay. I followed a recipe actually. I think it was in might have been a bureau book, a really old bureau book. I don't know about you, but I love following recipes from old recipe books. I love old cooking books, and I like to pick out recipes and do them. The only thing you do have to watch if you've got a really old book is like say for instance gas, the cooking times, you have to check because things seem to change over the years, so you've got to check you've got the right settings. That's the only thing. Okay, so we're going to put them into the air fryer. I'm just going to get my conversion sheet, which I've forgotten because I can't remember off by heart yet. I'm not that good at it yet. And we'll see how long we've got to cook them for and what number we're going to cook them on. Okay, so it's quite a high setting. We're going to pop that in there. Make sure I switch it on because sometimes I do forget. I wonder why it's not working. Switch it on. We're going to go on to the bake mode, which is a little cake on mine. I think it was 180. Oh, it was on 180. And then for 8 minutes. Because it was quite high over number. And go. I always worry at this point, have I put the right settings on, will it be okay? But we'll come back to this a little bit in a minute. I'll do that one in a minute, but we'll see how that turns out first. I'm hoping it turns out okay. But yes. But as I was saying about old cooking books, I collect the Good Housekeeping cooking books. And I've got one from, I think it was late 50s, beginning of 60s, late 50s, 59, something like that. It was 1959. And I had one when I first got married. I bought my daughter one when she got married, my eldest daughter. So we've been collecting all these Good Housekeeping cooking books, and they're really good. But what I like about them is when I go through them, because I often look through them for inspiration, and seeing how much things have changed, the food that's changed over the years, what people eat and that kind of thing. And it makes me think, oh, you know, I prefer the old books myself. I like traditional cooking and like your good old school dinners and puddings, that sort of thing. Because that's the era I grew up in, I suppose. I mean, if you've grown up in a different era, it'll be something different. But yeah, they're my favourite books. I mean, what are your favourite recipe books? Have you got a favourite recipe book, cooking book? Let me know in the comments down below. I love to hear from you all and have a chat with you all, and I like to know what you're doing and what you're cooking in your air fryer. But yeah, definitely let me know what your favourite cooking books are. I mean, I've had a good range of them from Jamie Oliver. I can't say I was too mad on his cooking books. Delia Smith, I've had some of hers, but all books, there'll always be a recipe that I will take out and that I will do that I like. But the Good Housekeeping books, I like everything about them, especially the older ones. I love everything about them. That's how I like to cook. So yeah, the old-fashioned way. So anyway, we're going to leave this do. I've got 6 more minutes left on it, and we'll come back in a minute and we'll see what it's done. Okay, so we've beeped. we'll have a look. Oh, I forgot to put a towel there. Just put something there just to stop it burning. I'll bring you down and then you can see, hopefully, I say that. Oh, they don't look too bad actually. I wouldn't say they've risen loads though, but they're certainly golden brown. Put that there. What I'll do, I'll get a plate to put them on, and then I'll just, with the bit of dough that's left, I'll do them. So by the time that's done, the first lot will have cooled down and I can have a little taste test and let you know what they're like in the middle and if they've cooked and taste okay. So I'll pop these on a plate. Just bring you down. I can see. Seem to be cooked okay underneath anyway. And the currants seem to have gone through evenly. The only thing I was concerned about is because it's on like a grid underneath, having the marks in it. But you could perhaps see just a little small griddle mark, nothing major, but very hot. So that's what they're looking like. They look fine. But like I say, I'll just do this last bit of dough, so by the time they've done, these will be cool enough that I can taste test one for you and let you know what it's like. So I'll be back in a moment, but to you, it'll be instantaneous. So I've taken the others out. They've cooked just as nice as this one. It's a bit cooler now, so I'm going to just bring you down a little bit. And I've taken one. I'm going to cut it in half because I'm going to put a bit of olive margarine on. So see how it cuts. Cuts nice, a little bit crumbly, but I do find that scones are anyway. So we'll put a little bit of olive margarine on, because otherwise I find it's a bit dry if you don't, eating things like this. There we go. So you can either put it back together and eat it as one, or just take a little bit, but I might put it back together. All that's missing is the jam and cream, but don't tend to have the currants in them, ones with the jam and cream. So let's just have a little taste. Very nice. It's nice and soft in the middle. Just how a scone should be. Crumbly, soft. I don't know, how would you describe it? It tastes nice. It's not too sweet. It's just nice, because I'm not one for sugar much, but that's just nice. It's not certainly nice with the currants in as well. Yeah, I was a bit concerned because I'd brushed the top with the egg and milk. I don't normally do things like that, and if I have scones, they don't normally come like that. But I did it, and I thought, because you can hear it a little bit. Do it by my mic. See a little bit. I thought it's going to be a bit hard, crusty, but it's not. It's really nice. It's cooked really well. I definitely would give that 10 out of 10, and I'll be doing scones in the air fryer again. It's quick, it's easy, not too much mess, and it's a nice simple recipe, lovely with a cup of tea. As my dad would have said, that'd be cracking with a cup of tea, Maria. But yeah, that's really nice. So I definitely recommend doing that in the air fryer, doing some scones. And of course, there's different variations you can do with scones. Like I say, you can do the plain ones so that you can have jam and cream with them. You can even have savoury ones by putting cheese in. So, there's all kinds of adjustments you can do to make them different tasting. Depends what you want. So thank you for watching. Thank you once again to all my new subscribers. I do appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much. And next week now, I'll probably do something a bit different next week. I'm going to have a bit of a week off. So I might just do a bit of vlogging here and there. And rather than cooking next week, we'll come back to air fry cooking a week on Friday. But next week I might do something a bit different. Maybe I will do a rate my plate type of thing. It all depends where I am and what I'm doing. But you'll see next week. You'll see what I'm up to. So, yes, that's it for now. And like I say, I'll see you at some point next week. And the same with homeschooling as well. I won't sort of be doing a direct homeschool vlog, but I'm sure I'll mention it, you know, at some stage. I'll try and do a vlog on Tuesday and Friday like I do. And like I say, if I can do Friday, I rate my plate, I will do. And Tuesday, well, I'll just see what comes up. We'll see. And I'll leave it at that till next week because I don't know myself. So anyway, like I say, thank you for watching. Have a good weekend, everybody, and take care of yourselves. Bye.